Thank you, Senator. Senator Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to comment on on Senator King's question about injuries. I was last March. I was in Ukraine at a military hospital. Met with 10 Ukrainian service members who were severely injured. 9 out of 10 were injured by FPVs, so first-person view drones. And the one that was not was injured by a landmine that we thought was placed by a drone. So none of them were injured by artillery, even though that's still it's still on the battlefield. So obviously, going forward here, drone technology is going to be such a significant part of ground combat. So, General Marks, I want to ask you something I think that is going to define warfare now for the rest of our lives for generations, and that's the role of artificial intelligence in what we've seen play out here over the last several days, but certainly into the future. It's going to be a new feature of combat operations in many different ways, but specifically the LUCAS, the low-cost unmanned combat aircraft system, attack system. Those drones deployed in Operation Epic Fury have documented autonomous anti-jamming and I believe also some swarming capability. So my question is about what's underneath all of that. Are AI systems being used to assist in targeting decisions during this operation?
So, Senator, thank you for the question. I am familiar with the LUCAS system. At this level, open hearing, I'm not able to go into great depth on what is inside of the LUCAS system, but I would be willing to get on your calendar, on the committee's calendar, and provide you a classified briefing.
Okay. So my next question is kind of irrelevant there because I was going to ask about who validated the systems, who safeguarded them, and what human oversight exists at the moment a drone selects or confirms a target. So let's do that in a closed session as well. But I also want to just state for the record here that companies like Anthropic and others in the AI industry have published their own safety frameworks of how advanced AI systems should be deployed. But Congress has not yet set any kind of clear statutory framework for how AI can be used in lethal military operations. There's a DoD directive, Directive 3000.09, which requires what is called, and I'm quoting from the directive, appropriate levels of human judgment over the use of force. But that language doesn't necessarily mean a human is involved at the moment a target is selected or engaged. So before we rapidly scale up production and field more of these systems that have AI incorporated into their capability, we need a clear answer on this. At the moment, a drone identifies and confirms a target. Whether or not a human has to make the final decision to strike the target, or can a system execute the engagement autonomously once it's been activated? These are questions we haven't yet dealt with here in Congress, and we need to. So just, General, I just want to get your thoughts on that, independent of what LUCAS or any other system can do.
Thank you, Senator, for the question. Any system, any capability that the department procures has to comply and be compliant with the law of armed conflict. I would say that any commander that deploys these systems, just like any weapon system, it has to comply with the law of armed conflict.
I am not sure that the law of armed conflict has dealt with this issue. So LOAC might not be exactly clear, and that's why I think it's up to us, Mr. Chairman, that, we take this issue of humans in the loop seriously and create the framework that DoD will apply to these systems with regards to their autonomous nature and the ability for a system to make a decision on targeting the enemy. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Kelly. We now begin round 2 of our questioning, and I